Hey, what's up guys, it's Ira here, and today I'll be ranking all the 10 Harry Potter Wizarding World movies. Now, before I go into my list, if you want, you can leave yours down in the comments. I'm also curious about your opinions. And, well, with that said, let's go into my review. At number 10 is Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald. Well, I think this movie has an interesting and compelling main plot line, but unfortunately it falls apart for the amount of subplots. I feel most of them could have been more tied together or left out entirely, and I think this is the most okay type of these movies for me. At number 9 we have Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I feel like this movie is far too long to be adapting the second shortest book in the series, and that's because some story elements are too stretched and take too much time to be developed, when the development could have been done much better and easier way. But besides all that, it's plot element problems. The overall story is very interesting, and I actually care about that. Coming at number 8 is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Well, while I think this movie, like the book, has some amazing world building in it, its story doesn't feel connected, and it feels like a series of book chapters without any connection. Well, after all this, it's still a good origin story and a pretty fresh start to the movie series. Next, at number 7 is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. This movie feels like two separate plots tied together at the last second, but I still think they come pretty well together in conclusion. However, I find the plotline with Fantastic Beasts themselves really compelling, but the villain plotline is really uninteresting for me. At number 6 is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I think this is a poorly executed version of a very good book, so naturally it has good and compelling plot, but the execution of sequences is mostly far too complex, and in the second act the plot doesn't seem to develop anywhere. So this is very frustrating movie for me, with still a good central idea. Coming at number 5 is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. This is like the opposite kind of movie than Goblet of Fire, because this is somewhat good version of not so great book. Although I still think the book is better, this movie still finds a way to bring some boring sequences to life, and you can feel the impact in them. But still, this movie's plot is pretty weak and mostly feels like setup and a throwaway plot. Then, at number 4 is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. At first I'm saying that it was a really bad idea to split the last book in half, and I think both of the movies suffer from that. In case of this movie, the first part, it just feels like setup all the time. Well, the first act of the movie is masterfully crafted but after it, the story itself doesn't feel to matter at all, and I really hope there wouldn't be parts 1 and 2, but just one movie. And at number 3 is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Now, this is the culmination of the 7 previous movies, and mostly I think it lived up to its expectations. It gives us all the payoff we've been waiting for, with some amazing sequences, and the storytelling itself is phenomenal. However, if the movie would have still set some things in itself up, the story would have felt much more compelling from start to finish. Coming at number 2 is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Now, this movie, despite some of its problems, feels like the truest book-to-movie adaptation of the Harry Potter films. I think it's able to capture the tension and the ideals of the book very well, and when it's about my favorite Harry Potter book, it's very entertaining for me. Only thing that bothers me is that the movie was too short when compared to the longest Harry Potter book, so some elements are a little underdeveloped in conclusion. And at number one, as my favorite Harry Potter movie, is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. First of all, in most cases, I enjoy the Harry Potter books more than the movies, but this is the only case where the movie actually improved the book. I think it handles the plot much better and develops it more logically and gives depth to some key elements. Well, there were some parts that don't really feel consistent to the main storyline, but this is still a very enjoyable movie. So here are my thoughts of the film series. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for future content. And until next time guys, we'll see you later.